polygamy is allowed up to 4 wives. Okay, let's see what it says. Again, let it be not my speech, but let it be the book. The book. So we are we're starting at verse 2, which is right here. So give the orphans their property, and do not substitute what is bad for what is good, and do not eat up their property along with your own. It is surely a great sin. And then verse 3. If you fear that you will not do justice to the orphans, then marry the woman you like in twos or threes, in fours. But if you fear that you will not maintain equity, then keep to one woman or bondwoman you own. It will be closer and abstaining from injustice. Okay, so right here. So if you fear that you will not do justice to the orphans, then marry a woman. At first, without knowing the background to this story, honestly speaking, I thought to myself, well, this is weird. Like, if you fear that you will not do justice to the orphans, then marry women you like in twos or threes and in fours. It's like, interesting. No justice to the orphans? Oh, that's an easy one. I mean, I can't. And you marry up to 4 women because you don't want to do justice to the orphans? Whoa, that's like every man's desire. But why stop at 4, right? But anyways, that's beside the point. Every evil man's desire. Anyways, if you fear that you will not do justice to the orphans, then marry the woman you like in twos, in threes, in fours. Okay, and then I decided I'm like, hey, what is the background story of this? Because this just seems a little off and weird. So the background story was Muhammad's army, they went to war. And a lot of troops fell. So the soldiers came back, but a lot of men died. As a result, it created a lot of widows and orphans. And technically speaking, for a woman all by herself, it's much harder to take care of the kids, provide for the kids, give them food, shelter, and and nurture them as well, and work at the same time. All that is, well, quite hard for one human being. So basically, Muhammad thought to himself, and he thought the right thing to do in this case is if people, the remaining soldiers, the soldiers that came back, if they cannot take care of the orphans, because there's a lot of orphans as a result of large losses, then they should take the widows as well, the second wife, or the third wife, or the fourth wife. It's going to, technically speaking, it's going to help the woman. So polygamy was thought. Let me just put it like this: thought. It was built on the basis of helping women. But I asked this question one time. I just asked this question, but I never got a response back from that person whom I asked this question. And the question that I asked him was this: okay, well, I mean, you want to help, right? You're like one of the remaining soldiers left, and you genuinely want to help because there's a lot of widows, there's a lot of orphans, and you want to help your society. Okay, well, how about this? You keep your wife, you keep having sexual relations with your wife, with your only one wife. That's it. And all those widows and orphans, well, widows, they can be in a way not really like a slave, but a house worker. I would say maybe a house worker or something along those lines. But the husband, the man of the house, does not sexually touch them. His sexual relations stay only with one wife. That's it. So they will be in a way like just working, cooking, cleaning the house, maybe working in a garden, or I don't know, watching your kids or whatever. But they will be working and you'll be providing for them. How about that option? Would that option work, or does she has to be your second wife? That's it. If you provide for her, you have to have sex with her. He never got back to me. I asked him that simple question. He never got back. I do not know why. Now, if there is any person out there that can explain this to me, like let's say I'm wrong in this one. If your stance is this, if I provide for the woman, I have to have sex with her, please tell me why is that really necessary? I mean, she's going to be working inside of your house. She's going to be helping you out. It's going to be making your life easier. And as a result of it, just give her some basic necessities like food, shelter, and clothing. Simple. Just have her live in, I don't know, a house next to your house, but you and your wife, you live in one house as one family, as one couple, as the only marriage. I guess that didn't sit well with that person. So now, if anybody wants to explain this to me, why do you have to have sex in return for providing? That'd be nice to know what you think. But anyways, let's move on. So that was the story, and that is the reason why this verse in Quran, this verse right here, okay? So this verse in Quran, that is the reason why this verse came to be. Is that was the what was going on, and as a result, this verse came to be. What I like to do is I like to test information given, like let's say Quran claims that this information is from God. Okay, I will test this now information to see if it's good or not. Imagine a story. John survives the war and goes home to his wife. A few days after, Muhammad gathers all the surviving men together. Then Muhammad is commanding John and the rest of the men to take care of Muslim children that lost their fathers in the battle. If they are not able to take care of those kids, they need to marry more wives, up to 4. John cannot really take care of the orphans because he is poor himself. John also does not want to hurt his wife by taking more women into his house and have sex with them. But if John does not obey what Muhammad's Allah said, he will be disobedient to Allah. Is Muhammad correct in commanding John to bring another woman and have sex with her? If no, then what will be a correct logical thing for Muhammad's Allah to command? Now, let me show you something very, very interesting as well. Let me show you something very, very interesting. This rule, number 1, of 4 wives, it applies to the soldiers only. This I find this kind of very interesting, how this rule of 4 wives, it applies to the soldiers only, to the men only. Okay, I mean, how about the general, right? The Muhammad, does it apply to him as well? Yeah, actually it does not. It doesn't. Okay, so what rule applies to him? Well, let's see what he put in his book. Let's see what he put in his book. So 33, verse 50. Okay, so what rule applies to the boss? 33:50. So here it is. So, O prophet, we have made lawful for you all your wives whom you have given their dowers, and those bondwomen whom you own. Out of the captives, Allah has given to you as spoil of war, and daughters of your parental uncle. This is oh wow, there's more. And daughters of your parental aunts. So this is his cousins. And the daughters of your maternal uncle, and daughters of your maternal aunts. So cousins from that side and cousins from mom's side, who have migrated with you, a believing woman who offers herself for marrying the prophet without dower. So then the woman that just come to the prophet and they want to marry him randomly, if the prophet wishes to bring her into marriage, these rules being exclusive for you and not for the rest of the believers. So according to this, he literally doesn't have a limit. Like, these women are fine, and these women are fine, these women are fine, these women are fine, and then these women are fine. You have no limit, because these rules being exclusive for you. So he can have as many women as he possibly wants, but for the rest of the believers, guys, only 4. Okay, Muhammad is the special one. Anyways, that's that. That's what I find very, very, very interesting. And another thing that I find very, very interesting, it's actually amusing. Let's listen to a Muslim woman. She will give us 5 reasons why polygamy is great. 5 reasons why polygamy is great. Let's look into it. So let's hear 5 reasons why polygamy is great. Why more wives is actually a beneficial thing. And if anybody wants to throw some comments at this one, I'd like to hear them as well. But anyways, at the moment, let's see what she has to say.
Talk about 5 benefits.
Okay.
In this video, we're going to talk about 5 benefits of why bringing your husband more women is actually good for you. Benefit number 1, you have more time alone. I talk to married couples for a living. The number 1 complaint that wives always have is, I don't have time for myself. I'm either taking care of the kids or taking care of my husband. Guess what? When your husband is with his other wife, you're going to have time for yourself. Benefit number 2, your man becomes a great man. Have you ever heard of that saying, behind every great man is a woman? Well, now if he has 2 women behind him, can you imagine how great he will be? Benefit number 3, husbands need a lot of time in the bedroom, and wives aren't always available. Sometimes the wife gets tired of going to the bedroom and being in the bedroom. This way, the husband has options that are halal for him. Benefit number 4, you get a built-in babysitter. When you are tired and you need a break, there's someone that you trust that you can leave your kids with. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 benefits of why bring.
Okay. Oh, guys, girls. Anybody wants to speak up and let me know if y'all agree with this benefits. So the first one is time alone. Then you have a babysitter, just someone who's helping out. Oh, then you cannot satisfy your husband all the time in the bedroom. There's more. This is crazy. Oh, I think I unmuted everybody.
Well, I would never allow any other woman to watch my kids, especially if it's a competitor, you know? Because when we read story about Jacob and his wives and then the other slave, there's always this competition. So would I trust a competitor to raise my kids, to babysit them? No.
Yo,
Kids come first.
that's a valid point right there too. Okay. Thank you for your input, ladies. Really much appreciated. And this is crazy. By the way, that video is crazy. Okay, let's go. Let's move on to the next. I want to explore one more video, and we will just touch bases on this video real quick and move on. The question is, so basically the way that Quran represents for wives is you are allowed if you can be equal to all of them, like literally equal amount of money, equal amount of resources, equal amount of time, equal. You cannot have like a favorite or a preference. If you can manage this, then you are allowed. So that's basically the clause, and I guess that clause is always applicable even during the time of war, when those men came back home. So now that's basically the clause. You are allowed if you can. Now, so this is what they say. Check this out. This is what they say. Is it possible? Is this possible to actually be equal for a man from a man's side? Can a man be equal amongst all four women, or is it impossible?
It's yours. Stop acting like you can control everything. Control everything? He belongs to both of us, and I won't be ignored.
Can a man really love equally if he has more than one wife? The honest answer is this.
Yes, it is possible, but it is extremely difficult.
And that is why Allah gives a warning in the Quran. If you fear you cannot be fair, then marry only one. Islam does not encourage men to marry multiple wives. It only allows it for men who can handle it with real justice. So what does justice mean? It means giving every wife equal money, equal treatment, equal respect, equal living conditions. A man must treat them the same in all these things. But there is one thing a man cannot fully control: his heart. He might naturally love one wife more. Islam does not punish him for feelings he cannot control, but Islam does hold him responsible for his actions. If he shows favoritism, spends more money on one, or gives more time to one, that becomes injustice. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that a man who is unfair will come on the day of judgment with his body leaning to one side. So can most men today handle this responsibility? Honestly, no, because fairness requires patience, strong finances, emotional control, maturity, fear of Allah. If a man cannot treat wives equally, then marrying more than one becomes haram for him, even if the nikah is valid. Islam didn't allow polygamy to create problems. It allowed it to solve problems, especially in times of war, hardship, or special needs. So yes, a Muslim man can be fair, but it is extremely difficult to meet the level of justice Allah requires.
They say yes, it's possible. Let's see what their book says. Does their book say it's possible or it's impossible? Or is this video corrupting the Quran, or it's affirming the Quran? Or maybe there's somewhere else in the Quran that it says that it's possible. If that is the case, then Quran is contradicting itself, because the verse I'm about to show you is this. 4:129. 4:129. This subject is interesting, by the way. It's interesting for me. This is crazy. Okay, so you shall never be able to maintain real equality between wives. Ugh. Ouch. Oh. Even though you are eager to. See? Yo, Muslims. That video is corrupting your own book. Literally, that video is corrupting your own book. That promotion of this high alpha status Muslim is corrupting your own book. According to Quran, you shall never be able to maintain real equality between wives. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're looking at my face. Ugh. Anyways, let's go to your book. Out of my face. Go to the book. Okay, so you shall never. This is found in 4:129. You shall never be able to maintain real equality between wives, even though you are eager to do so. Oh, eager to do. So, do not lean totally towards one and leave the other as suspended. Guys, it's impossible. Sorry to disappoint you. 4 wives is not allowed. No, hold on. It is allowed. In one passage, 4 wives is allowed. But this passage, in a way, cancels the 4 wives. Oh. I didn't think about this. Yo! Is 4 wives even allowed in Islam or not? Like, this says that you will not be able to maintain real equality. Okay, if you cannot take care of the woman equally, then you're not allowed to marry more than one. Ah, man. Maybe I'm just dumb. And somebody needs to explain this to me. Maybe. But anyways. I have a big question. Is Muhammad's Allah good or evil? That's the question I have. So you cannot maintain equality, but yet you're allowed to marry 4 wives. Huh. If you cannot treat them equally, then you will hurt 3 out of 4. Is the commandment of Muhammad's Allah to marry 4 wives a good one or not? Because 3 are doomed to get hurt, and 1 will succeed. I don't think so, actually. I don't think it's a good commandment. I personally think it's an evil one. Because in this commandment, three women are going to get destroyed, and 1 will be like, the top dog. The top dog. I don't think that this Muhammad's Allah commandment is actually good at all. It's evil. 3 women will get destroyed. A better commandment, Muhammad's Allah. Listen very carefully, because I don't think that you consider things through. You literally do not consider things through. Muhammad's Allah, listen very carefully. You are wrong. You literally are wrong. A better commandment. Listen, allow me to teach you how to do a better commandment. A better commandment would be bring in those women and orphans as house workers and provide basic necessities for them. Give them food, give them shelter, give them clothing, and allow them to work in your garden. Allow their kids to help around. Hey, man's empire is gonna grow without destroying his marriage and completely destroying the emotional state of 3 women. Muhammad's Allah literally needs a big time correction in his commandments. I can't believe this. I literally cannot believe this. But anyways,